speak their name, whatever intention you have for yourself, physical, mental, emotional, or otherwise. So we can hold that energy for you at this moment in time. All right. So who would like to start? You guys say your name, whatever intention you have.
Melina, you want to start? All you have to say is, what do you want to pray for? What do you want in the future? If you want your friends, if you want, if you want to do good in school, you want to learn more. What is your intention? What do you intend to do the next year when you turn 8, when you turn 7? Can you want to tell us? Can you tell us your name, at least? Hi, my name is Melina. And what are you here for? Now that you know that there's a sound bath thing and like very good energy here, what would you want to do? Would you want to cry? Would you want to laugh? Would you want to just watch? You could just watch. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Melina.
Thank you.
Miguel Angel. Want to tell us your name? What's your name? Miguel. And then you have a second name? ¿Cuál es? Angel. Very good.
Oh.
Can I request, Miguel asked me earlier, for one of you guys to explain what Angel Michael is and what his favorite color is.
Oh,
Listen, Miguel.
oh man. Okay.
Red and green and blue, you said, right? Listen to what she has to say. Let's pay attention to the teacher.
So when Archangel Michael comes to me, he feels to me like a very protective big brother. And whenever I see him or his energy, it's a very royal blue. It's a very bright blue. So he has a brilliant blue cape that he uses for protection. And he also has a sword of fire that he uses to clear away any negativity. So any kind of funky vibes that you have, if you're feeling kind of sad or scared or angry, Archangel Michael can use his sword of fire to help cut that away.
Mm-hmm. And it's not a weapon. It's a healing
Blue
tool.
fire.
It's a healing tool to make you feel healthy. When you want to help your sister, you tell all the bad people that are around your sister with good energy, you say no. And you are powerful like that, okay?
Mm-hmm. That's
Thank
a very
you.
powerful man behind you, too.
Thank you. Other things? My name is Jonathan. I've gone through a lot and I like my life. And I want to live it twice, meaning I want to learn as much as I can, double time. And my intention for today is I want to release a lot of old energies, let's say, accumulated, and maybe like Atlas have all purposely tried to hold the pieces together, but now that they are here in front of me, literally and other, I'm ready to engage in the next phase of the solar storms and the invisible neutron years ourselves are to change. So within the next 3 be a new person and be stronger metaphysically.
Intentions that I have. Today's card that I got actually was emotional release, which is what I woke up doing because this morning I wrote a poem to do that because of what I had experienced yesterday in the free flow in the middle of my poetry session and what brought up and what it did to my emotions and stuff like that. I felt like it was time to release again, so I wrote a brand new poem this morning. I'm not sure. I mean, I can share it if you want, but if
Open to that.
it's up to you all because it's not emotionally heavy, but it's coming from a place of heaviness.
If you're ready for it, I'll hold it
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, I'll share it. It's very the name of the poem is "In My Desert, Seeking Peace and Water." As the house cleaning began, my hands quivered in tired rotations. I remembered my strength, and with a single drop of knowledge, I found myself up again. Walking through the valley of my innermost living room, I see a once cleared side, plucked with old energy, waiting to be wiped. As I hover the illuminated cloth of non-binding light, I begin to feel my feet float over the body that was once mine. I feel the weight lessen off my bones, spirit, and mind. the weight of bondage, pain, and inherited colonized confusion, revered in ring straps tightly wrapped in religion and illusion, becoming untied. Mother Mia, tu energia is no longer in mine. As I pray to the highest vibration in the universe, I am finding myself with inner peace, one step into potentiality.
Dang.
Deep.
Yeah.
There you go.
So I feel like that kind of encompasses what my affirmation is today, is to continue releasing and kind of like excavating what has been put into me and keeping it as authentic to myself as possible.
The trenches, huh?
Ownership, yeah, the trenches of the valley, which is inside of me, my house.
That really resonated with a few lines that you said. So I
Thank you.
appreciate that.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Trenches. That's where we're at.
Well, my name is Erica, and I think it's also like I love it when things just flow, and it's the end of the month, and it's like the 31st. It's literally the perfect time. Oh, the top lock. It is the perfect time to wrap things up and get things cleared out and ready for the new month. So my intention for today is
Somebody's coming.
to hello, welcome, have a seat. Good timing, huh? Have a seat. You can have a seat there if you'd like, or on the mat.
There's this one.
It's fine.
Yeah, but most of all, I really wanted to hold space for everybody as well and lend my energy. Even though I've been going through ups and downs and, everywhere, I feel really great about myself, and I feel really great about the things that I've accomplished mentally, physically, and spiritually, that I want to be able to lend. If I could be that extra boost that just kind of takes you guys skyrocketing, then that would be wonderful for me to just kind of be part of this special moment here.
If I may say, I think you really have. Not many endured through, I think, what you've endured here with this shop. A lot of people, I don't know. It's crazy. Difficult role in the business world,
Yeah,
or
totally.
to own or run something. So this is great. It's a start. It's very tiny, but the cleansing and the inner hole is the tiniest hole to go through. So
That's so true. Very
thank you very
metaphorical
much.
all the way around. Yeah, thank you guys for being here and lending your services and your abilities and skills. Sir?
Just doing introductions, your intention for that.
Welcome.
Hi, how you guys doing? I'm grateful for being able to share a little bit of time in a great environment where I can feel safe and I can access the great healing abilities of frequency and that other things that come with it that are hard to explain and have no words to it, but it just in a grateful way.
Yeah. So glad you were able to make it.
Show your name.
My name's Alberto.
Jonathan,
Nice to meet you.
Miguel, Emily.
Nice to meet you guys.
My name is Loudon. My intention is to hopefully give you a really good time. This is one of my first sessions ever doing it, so forgive the newness of it, but definitely it's a really good experience, and it is absolutely beautiful to actually go through it with you at the same time. So it's an honor to actually be able to help you with anything I can when it comes to this. Thank you for hosting. Thank you for having me at the place. Thank you for allowing us to come here and actually offer healing
Absolutely.
how we can.
thanks for the medicine, the sound medicine that we're about to have.
Alright, so without further ado, go ahead and get nice and cozy. We're gonna get started.
Real quick.
You're welcome to choose a color. Hell yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, I didn't pick my card, but let me grab it right now since I'm sitting here. I think two wanted to come with me.
Got some.
Palo Santo. Thanks.
You know what? John, just shoot me those.
Thank you. Those for thanks, those are mine.
You know, play with fire, okay? That's medicine too. Smells good. It cleans. You know, you take a shower, you clean yourself, it cleans your smoke. Energy. Se llama Palo Santo. Es un palo. Es un palo bendecido. Relax. Shoes. Take a nap if you want to. Go to sleep. Cry.
Yeah,
Laugh.
that's what I mean.
Be thankful for mom.
There's some oils over there.
Be thankful for grandma. Be thankful for your sister. Thank you very much. Be patient. Relax.
Go over it.
We gotta learn these things, okay? The old way that we nos comportábamos, the way we acted, no need, okay? We gotta change. We gotta be better adults. Look at him. He grew up to be a good adult. Look at him. He grew up to be a good adult.
He used to be a tiny little.
Just like you.
Very
You're
small.
a big champion, big muscles. And Michelangelo, you're an angel with wings, and you don't have those. I love you very much. Be good. You're doing good, okay? We're here to learn on Earth. Don't worry about it. Mistakes, we learn from our mistakes.
I invite you guys to close your eyes. Settle into this moment. This space and time. Make yourself nice and comfortable. Encourage you to take a deep cleansing breath to ground yourself into space and time. If you have any worries or burdens, anything that's weighing heavy on you, I invite you to put it on a shelf. You're welcome to pick it up after the session. You don't need it where you're going right now. Taking another deep breath. Breathe in everything that is good, everything that is pure, that is cleansing. And we breathe out anything that is no longer for our highest good. Anything that is holding us back, that is keeping us stuck in stagnancy, in heaviness, in confusion and doubt. We allow that to be released from our being now. Taking another deep cleansing breath. Visualize a white light filling your entire body and expanding outwards into your aura, cleansing and clearing, and feeling so very good. I invite you to breathe normally. Dive into yourself. Prepare for your special journey into your heart space so that you may receive whatever healing is that you need.
see you. 100%.
Give me switch.
They have stones. But anyway, now that me.
From this space, I invite you to visualize your beautiful chakras, starting from the base of your spine with your red root chakra to be clear and activated. Allowing yourself to see this energy center at the base of your spine, like a red flower.
What the
You're raising your love vibration to the next chakra, your orange sacral chakra. Rising an orange flower, opening right underneath your belly button. Beautiful orange flower, filling it with love and light, clearing and activating it. Raising your love vibration up to the middle of your belly, yellow solar plexus. Filling your belly with love, light, breathing in all that is good and perfect. Allow the energy to flow down your spine
Oh boy.
to your heart chakra. Beautiful emerald sitting in your chest. Allow it to open and fill your heart with love. Bring that love vibration higher up to your throat. Healing and activating your throat chakra. Beautiful blue flower. Opening up.
Yeah.
And bring that up to your third eye. To the middle of your forehead.
a snake.
blooming and blossoming in the middle of the forehead. Opening up your area to brow chakra. Let it raise all the way up to your crown. The very top of your head. Seeing the beautiful violet thousand petal lotus
Bye.
as it expands and
Dominique.
fills you with love.
That it will work.
Experience yourself as a light,
There's people in the
capable of incredible healing.
somehow.
Your mind, your heart,
I know the bar,
your body, and your spirit.
the fat boy. This is ooh. Lost a bone with one eye. What? Oh no 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 wait. Is it one? Oh no wait.
Allow yourself to feel this higher vibration.
Where's the one? Wait.
Allow yourself to recalibrate your being. The highest state you can muster at this moment in time. As the mind start to quiet down, feel the sound, see the vibrations as golden light surrounding this space, flooding up your entire giving thanks to your higher self for bringing you to this space.
Stop.
See what's in the taking a deep breath, we allow ourselves to come back just one more time. Call your spirit back in every direction of space and time. Anything you have given away or left behind to return to you now. Taking another deep cleansing breath. We acknowledge our higher self for bringing us here to commune with spirit, with love, the powers that be. Giving thanks in your heart for this moment, this space. With a final cleansing breath, allow yourself to return to this moment, this space, to be greeted by your I invite you to open your eyes and come back to this moment. Return to the group.
to the touch base.
That's a good sign.
Back, Herman.
I guess so.
I didn't have my shoes off, but I felt it in my toes and in like the heels of my bottom of my feet. There was a tube there that just it like literally propelled me.
I started feeling it on my back like right away, and I forget that like at work I'm constantly sitting and doing a lot of this, and it just really brought my attention to like, hey, remember, you should get a massage like maybe tomorrow or someday, like, you know, like make that time for me to do that for myself. Because I feel like I'm taking care of my mind and my spirit, but not necessarily doing more for my body. And the bowls definitely just like allowed me to take a quick scan of my physical body, you know, and just kind of be like, oh, right here, okay, noted. Yeah, amazing. Thank you. I feel like I should clap. I was like, woo! Like the concert just ended, you know. I was like, woo!
Anybody else would like to share?
I just released a lot of tension. I felt when it came near, there was a sound that just like a wave. I mean, I'm still tense because of life, but
Yeah.
it's no longer that difficult to you, but strain. It's more like, all right, I'm ready for round two.
Nice, nice.
Take a wave.
Yeah. Because that's something like I felt, okay, so like when I felt my shoulders and my back tense, it was just also very metaphorical with what we all like kind of talked about like cleansing ourselves and letting go of, you know, old stuff. And it's like, I was like, oh wow, I hope that like we all just feel like less weight on our shoulders after. 'Cause I was starting to feel it like melt away, you know, or like,
It's a good way to put it, melt away.
yeah, yeah.
For me, the one sound that you brought near me that was good. It swung it out of here, but the melt away, it was like, let it be. Thank you for your guys' patience. Sorry about that. I really wanted to introduce them, and I mean, they're the next you guys. They're the next us. You know, I see a resemblance in him. You know, he might grow up to be like him. You know, so I appreciate it. Thank you for your jewelry and your gifts. I don't know how many. You're lucky, and you're lucky that he shared them. Yeah. I'm sorry, she's really smart, but she gets bored really easily. I'm sorry we're so below you in intelligence and we bore you. No, she just the card. She stripping away illusions.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
So this here, she's not used to it. She's like, all right, what is? I think I'm bored, but you're bored. This is new to you. Stripping away illusions. This was your karma. You know, look at that flower, that beautiful flower. You now know truths. Nobody can lie to you because you can ask mommy, you can ask her, you can ask Alberto, you can ask Kim, you can ask her, you can ask the person behind you. What was your name? You can ask Carmen. You could be like, hey Carmen, I have a difficulty with understanding this and that, and they'll be like, you know what, Melina, I can help you. Here, this one, stripping away illusions. They won't lie to you. He won't lie to you. He'll try to tell you his best. Thank you. And then little man over here had self-love. Look at him. He needs to love himself a little bit more. Right, Miguel?
That's a good one.
Yeah. It's just, Miguel, you've been programmed and you've watched too much TV that we're used to weird things. So you have to love yourself. No more angry talk. No more, my name is Miguel, I'm mad. No more none of that.
Oh yeah. That's how people get sick.
Oh, yeah. That's how people get sick. Guys.
Mhm. And they go to the hospital. Not good.
Remember, we were at the hospital. We don't want to be there.
My face.
Thank you, guys. Yeah. Mine was feminine energy. I still don't get it, but I get it. Fully man, I mean,
Just look around you, brother.
no, for sure. I mean, I appreciate everything feminine. I'm raising this little young, helping raise this little young girl, so I have to instill in her femininity as well as in him because he's a little too macho. He's got to be gentle, more loving, more caring. So I don't know where to start. So feminine energy.
I would say the heart.
Well, I have two hearts.
Embrace your compassion.
I've been through an incident where they fixed my heart and touched my heart. So the blood that they gave me is other people's, and I still have a little bit of that lingering stuff from them. So I kind of say I have two hearts.
Mhm.
So I have my heart to give,
There's an
And then-
emotional connection. Still connected.
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, and
You're hitting two hearts at the same time.
exactly, that's exactly. And then my general heart of a portal, I call it, where all the bullshit gets filtered through that, and it's a heart of benevolence, giving, understanding, getting hit and getting back up and saying, "No more, just keep going," and getting hit again, knowing that you're gonna get hit. The only thing this time, you tell your heart, push harder. You know?
Smooth skin.
Very good example.
Who knocked?
Thank you.
I heard somebody knock, right?
Yes.
Oh,
Oh, for you?
For me? Wait, no, where? Oh, hi. Your mom's here. Oh, there you go.
Nice. That is nice.
Yeah, I got a little warm, guys. Hey, a little body warm, guy. Got me a little. Maybe my jacket should come off. Maybe it's me. I'm nervous.
You gotta
I
feel
was
it,
sweating,
and that's
Yeah, it's been a while for me.
don't avoid it. Just
Nice to meet you, Miguel Ángel.
Bye, guys.
Bye,
Thanks
guys.
for joining us.
you guys had fun.
That's okay.
Thank you. I'll be right back in 2 seconds.
Sure, no worries.
Thanks, Melina. Sorry about that. Sorry, get yourself warm, man.
So I got Inner Journey and New Day,
Oh yeah.
and I'd say that's pretty on point. Reminders of the Inner Journey.
Just a brag. I got healing energy.
One and the same?
Wow. Congratulations.
Hey, one and the same. There we go.
New Day.
Oh yeah. If you just chose one card, you're welcome to choose another one to see where your vibe is after the fact.
It's a good one. I'm gonna read this Inner Journey one. Oh, I guess New Beginnings. First, water, emotion, energy, all life affirming and giving life. Patience is the key.
Easy. Gotcha.
Once the hold on, this is DELUGE.
Deluge.
Thank you. Once the deluge of emotion passes, you will see that left in its wake is a wondrous new day, a rainbow of possibilities. Do not get attached to the emotions that surround the situation. This will only attach your identification to the emotion itself, giving it more power and hindering the release, so that the door to your new beginning will not open. Sit in the emotion, cry, journal, talk it out with a friend, and then let it go.
Very patient. I'm sorry about that.
That's all right, no worries.
Man, I really appreciate it because I want to introduce them to the good crowd of people. Where
Claro.
sorry, a lot of little healers and light workers are pretty protective nowadays. So that little like solar ray kind of boosted them
What
up
did you
too
get?
much.
New
So-
beginning. That was new beginning. What did you get?
New beginnings.
New beginnings?
Like I picked it from the bottom randomly.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, would you be able to
Oh,
read me?
that's the one I'm reading. Oh wait.
Did you put
Oh, that is hilarious because I got New Day, but I it was reading New Beginnings because it just opened to that, and I just started reading it. That's hilarious. So Yeah, it says sit in the emotion, cry, journal, talk it out with a friend, and then let it go. Perform a ritual if you are called to one. I tell you can't make this up. Place your feelings on a bit of paper and let it go, whether through water or fire. Be thankful for the experience of the situation and proclaim to Creator that you are ready for the newness that is about to come into your life.
Wow.
Right on.
It's amazing.
Would you be able to read me the feminine energy?
Yeah. What number was that?
I believe 20. Let me make sure. 17.
17?
A lot of 8s falling around.
All right. It says darkness, the moon, the tides, the quiet gestation before the chaos, the void. These are all aspects of feminine energy: passive, waiting, gestating, and nurturing. It is the opposite of the prior card. So very different, yet the perfect companion. Perhaps you have yet to find your feminine side. The life you are leading right now has given you opportunities to embrace this part of you. But between the two opposing energies, feminine energy is the hardest one to embrace. It requires trust and lack of fear. Trust that all is as it should be, and the absence of the fear of things not getting done. Perhaps in the past you had been hurt when you were embracing your feminine energy, physically or mentally. This was the free will of the person who hurt you. It was not caused by being who you were. Do not let the actions of another dictate who you need to be. Examine your feminine side. Become friends with her again. Alternately, this card represents an important woman in the seeker's life. Hey.
Oh,
Can you read the masculine energy one?
Yeah.
Is that what you got?
Hell yeah.
Oh, and it's funny because that's the card before it.
Before that?
Yeah.
I figured.
So masculine energy. The sun, powerful, a life force without which nothing on this earth could survive. The masculine energy is one of action, doing, creating, forcing. In nature, it is the balanced out with feminine energy. When we find ourselves embodying this energy, we get things done. We are thinking, logical beings. If we reside here too staunchly, we do not have any room for the opposite energy to come in. Being able to effortlessly flow from one to the other, masculine to feminine, is the pinnacle of being in the flow energetically. Sometimes in love relationships, the energy turns topsy-turvy, and we end up residing in an energy that does not meet our highest need. This is hard to break out of due to fear. The fear of, if I don't do it, it won't get done. Realize that two people make up a relationship, and in an evolved one, the relationship itself develops in its own energetic balance, a perfect combination of yin and yang, masculine and feminine. If there is a void in one area, an imbalance will develop, and as is the nature of things, unconsciously we will try to balance out. Being aware is a perfect first step. Alternately, this card signifies a very important man in your life. The hoe. So yeah.
I mean, when that says that, does that necessarily really mean an actual individual?
If it resonates with you,
Well, the female part doesn't for me.
no.
So, I mean, I guess I have a lot of female
Then
friends.
Then I would say it's more of just the spiritual aspect of you reconnecting with that feminine energy through friends, through
Yeah, I have
Mhm.
3, 4 definite good best friends that we kind of back and forth balance each other.
Nice.
I try to think. You read the masculine energy. I try to. I guess I'm naturally emitting that anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So when the feminine energy came, the
Reminder.
balance, teeter totter.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe within you.
Yeah.
Therefore, reflecting off of whatever women are in your life.
I just visited my mother yesterday, and I kind of cried a little bit because I told her I've not been here. I've done a lot of damage. I was a rebellious kid. I would jump out of the window and be like, I'm out of here. So I kind of told her I apologize, but I needed my distance. She's Salvadorian. She went through the Civil War. A lot of damage, a lot of trauma. She was very stern, very heavy. And I kind of told her, like, look, it was nothing against you. It's just, I felt like left a lot of damage with you. And we cried it out.
Oh,
Kind of felt
wow. That's like some deep wound healing right there.
Generational trauma.
And yeah, I was gonna say ancestral right there. Yeah, for sure.
a lot.
Say machismo.
Huh?
Say
Machismo. No, I don't want to accept that. That's the old. It's no longer the
say it again.
machismo.
What does it mean to you now?
Just a characteristic that is full of vulnerability and faults. So I'm a very machismo individual where like strength and integrity, but I don't let it get to me because then there's
Change the meaning
crudeness.
of
You could still be a feminist and have
Change the
that.
meaning of it.
The stronger male.
Take away the negative side of it.
Embrace the feminine and be stronger male.
Or whatever.
Look to the
Whatever
look
you
to,
identify as a human.
look to the strongest machismo that we look up to.
Fatherhood.
Okay. You're getting machismo, you're getting masculine and feminine. So it's telling you to look at your two extremes
The nurturing and the protective
and find your
cause.
personal balance there.
Interesting. Hey, cards. Interesting.
What card did you get?
Thank you.
Fluent state, you can read from it.
Oh yeah, what number is this? 3.
Turtle with the spiral and some water.
Alright.
No, definitely. Yeah. Dig it out. That's
Alright.
why we're here to duke it out.
3. Slow but steady. Don't rush the situation. More often than not, divine timing and our timing are not the same. When you try to speed up a life experience, a relationship, or even a project, when you try to speed up a life experience, a relationship, or even a project, you circumvent necessary experiences for lessons along the way that will contribute to a perfect outcome. Know that wherever you are in this situation, it's the perfect place for you to be. If this place is causing you anxiety, perfect. Now you can look within and ask yourself why. What are your fears surrounding this perceived delay in getting to where you want to go? What is the worst that can happen? What is the best that can happen? What if we remove the words best and worse and just let things unfold at their own pace without attaching judgment? That's really awesome. And I think in this society, because unfortunately it's still we're still transitioning, it's still lingering, that old world is still lingering, so there's still a sense of competition, there's still a sense of comparison where we're programmed and constantly bombarded with like, oh well, this is what this person is doing and this is what that person achieved. And sometimes we get it from our parents where they're like, oh well, look what such and such's son did, or look what such and such's daughter just did, and they're comparing it, but then they're also just projecting their dreams onto you. And and then we grow up with all of these feelings of like, oh, I should be doing this by now, I should be doing that, and it's like,
Feels like you're always letting people down.
right. And it's
So
like,
how does that
no.
resonate with you?
Me? Right on the money.
A ver, pues, ajá. Let's dig.
Shall we pull up the
Slow.
And if you don't feel
but
comfortable sharing,
steady.
that's also fine. I
Yeah.
think that question is always important when it
No,
comes
I mean,
to
thank you for asking. It was just a punch in the gut. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Not sorry.
I appreciate all of you
Duking
guys.
it out.
Steady, not steady. It's exactly what you just said. Sometimes you want change based on what you think is right for you, and spirit always has a way of taking away what you think is yours and placing you in the right places that you need to be. And some people call it coincidence, but I personally don't believe in coincidences based on everything that I've learned.
Right.
I mean, you don't run across people for no reason. You don't. If there was an accident that you missed, there's a reason for it. If there's an accident that hit you, there's a reason for it. There's lessons that I feel we personally put in our soul when we came here to learn and to reawaken our own selves as like, hey, remember who the fuck you are. But it's not when our ego, when our physical body, when our feels it's ready. It's when you gotta trust your gut to go with things. And like slow and steady to me means like, hey, it's gonna be alright. Like I'm in a spot where I don't know if I'm pushing too fast, but at the same time, I've always felt that if I didn't pursue, that I would just float around. And
That's what I've been doing for a long time, so I feel you.
so when it comes to that feeling of floating around, it starts hurting inside, and that slow and steady really starts to build up.
Why?
Where emotions and anxiety and anything that's been built up, exactly like my brother said right here, the machismo aspect of it. My personal journey, like I said, over the last year has been like learning that side of myself.
Yeah.
And like really being able to look back and analyze. It's there's two sides to a man, right? I mean,
Minus the feminine.
No, you have both.
Okay, so I feel that there's two sides to a man, the masculine, and then that said, there's two sides to the feminine as well.
And it's what we're raised, it's what we're programmed, it's what we're told that should be.
Yeah.
And changing the way you want to be, it highlights a different aspect of that masculinity. Like instead of, dude, what you're doing here is something else, man. Like it's not easy to take that step. I see what you're doing, and I admire what you're doing. And it's
Interesting. I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
It's very manly.
And look, you're sitting in front of a camera that's recording. So that's one of my
Bro,
worst fears.
That's the best part, bro.
I'm not afraid. I'm just like,
You can feel free to say, you know what, brother, like it's all right, man. If you need to cry anytime, don't feel shame.
Hell yeah, that's right.
I cried. That's
Like, you know what, man? Like, there's nothing wrong with it. Like, we have this dilemma where we're raised. You're not a man if you cry.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right.
And when we're told that, we get this shame on us, this shadow.
Generational shame and guilt.
And it takes a lot to stand up to other men when you say, hey, dude, I just want to be nice. I don't want no problems. And they're telling you there's machismo, and excuse my word, maricas. And we're not talking about your choice of sexuality.
I get it. It's a characteristic that they've embedded on society.
Because at the same time, when you dismantle these constructs, even masculine and feminine constructs, you are human, in which a female can be a protector, a male can be nurturing, in which these ideas that were put inside of you, they kind of fall away when you just start coming back to whoever you are as a person.
I mean, recently I just embraced my, I would have to say, uber nurturing flow because I have so much of it that I just want to give. And that's why the Reiki 1 tomorrow, because I have so much to give that it's like, I mean, and then
Yeah.
and then it's such happiness when I do give. When I don't give and I'm just like being normal and like you said, just wasting time and just being
It
stagnant.
becomes physical pain.
Yeah, dude.
It does become stagnant.
I get anxious. I get like, I want to do something. Can I blast these people with energy? Can I blast this punching bag with energy? And sometimes my thing is, I'd rather punch 1,000 punches, slow,
You gotta embrace your physicality.
slow and like steady, than 10 punches that are like, big monster hit.
Yeah.
That's fuck. To me, it's 1,000 good punches. I will damage you like a water drop 1,000 times. You know.
Waterboard that shit.
You know, so I have both aspects where this masculine is like on fire and engulfed in flame, but then this nurturing is also inflamed that it's curing.
You're fighting inside.
But it's not a fight. It doesn't feel like a fight.
That's why. See what I mean? You've gotten past that fight.
Yeah.
Now you're past. You're at. You know what? I'm gonna flow with this. And
channeling that fire and energy into that.
We were just talking
Kinda
about
like
Brother Michael and his
you're letting it go.
Yeah. And that's okay, guys. There's this thing that we've all come to be presented with in society right now, where individuals, persons, are preferred to be referred not towards gender wise, right?
Mhm.
And my quantum understanding, my quantum delivery is that it's been like that for 10 years, 50 years, 100 years, 1,000 years, where people have been confused. They come into this body and they're like, fuck, I'm fucking trapped in a fucking male body with a fucking dick.
Right.
Well, fuck, you know? Oh,
Body
man's
normal,
trapped in
yeah.
this female body with this, like, what the fuck is this?
Right.
Like, oh, gushy, oh, weird. And you're like, you don't approve. But because in this new earth, this 1984, 1954, 1960s, 1970, 1990, even the kids being born in 90, my brother and my sisters, you know, they are, or the light workers that are dropping by the millisecond right now. Right now, there's like 35,000 light workers that are going to be 18 in 18 years. And they're going to experience a shitload of fucking craziness. Augmented reality, virtual reality, new forms.
Potentially not living on Earth.
That one. So when there's a whole gender battle, and please, I don't want to offend anybody. I'm more in understanding with my vocabulary is not right. I need to fix it. So people, persons, this, individuals, spirits, male, female. I get it, because in my past lifetime, I was probably a fucking penguin. I was probably a fucking wolf. I was probably a fucking alien. And at those, then you're a male wolf and a female penguin. And so in this lifetime, I come confused. I've never been confused. I've always known and been confident with my heterosexuality. But I love my male friends so much that you're kind of like, do you question yourself? But I don't. I never have.
It's hard to tell them I love you, right?
Exactly. It's hard for them to receive it. It's not hard for me. I'll tell them I love you all the time. I love you, dude.
But take that little extra moment and explain to them why you.
Oh, it's to each their own. To each their own time. Some are not ready.
Mm.
Right now,
Yeah,
we're
you're
talking
right.
about this gender stuff. Some are not ready. They'll castrate me if they hear me say, you know, I call her. I'm still getting used to it. I'm dyslexic lately. I'm a little slow with things, so my picking up on things. But my quantum understanding is, okay, these people get upset, and legally they're like, oh, legally I want to do this. Let's invent new quantum laws, quantum ideas and regulations where, ahora sí castígalo. Ahora sí put them under the fucking the needle, or the you know, put them under the magnifying glass of, a ver qué estabas diciendo, puto. Female what? Male, female what? So then
We just
go hard on them, you know?
We just raise our levels of shameness and humiliation.
Well, but first, let's create new quantum laws or legislations that you could damn me if you want if I offended you. You could damn me if you want if I said something wrong about who we are. You're just a human. But if I said, excuse me, ma'am, and you're like, no, motherfucker, I'm a penguin. And I'll be like, okay, I got it. Because maybe in our past lifetimes we were aliens, this. And here we're like, boom. Like you said, we were brought, catapulted. Maybe you wanted to be here, maybe not. Ouch, me duele. I didn't really want to be here. But I'm here, you know?
Right.
And it's kind of like, all right, dude, if you're here for a reason, what is it?
Right.
2012, the world did fucking end. Our paradigm fucking shifted. The illusion.
Wait till 2036.
Dude, I don't have to. I'm waiting for 2021. It's like,
Shit.
you better be able to walk 5 miles.
We
better
better make
be
it
able
at
to
2036. Shit.
If we make it to 2036.
416 parts per million floating around.
Little
the
fucking
air.
mask that I wear, you think is for fucking fun?
I walked up here
Yeah.
with the mask on.
Yeah, I saw that.
I'm not playing
I
games
saw that
no
and I was
more.
like, cool.
I was like,
try
yeah.
it, not alone. You know what I mean? Like,
It helps where it does.
yeah, shoot, I was
And even to transition out with you on that, you know, in the sense of like having to, the shame that the non-binary or gay or queer community sometimes that they put on their own community members or on people that are trying to understand like what it is that we're all evolving to as human beings and elevating our sense of understanding of gender and self. Because it is proven fact that for one of you, there's only 8 people on earth like you. They are not the same. They are not like you, but they are like you. They have a genetic disposition that is connected to you, but they are never going to be you because every single human is born unique. And so with that said, like even then, I think that it's our part, and not our part as I'm the only representation, right? But, and I don't know everybody's genders here or pronouns here, but I do know that I can't assume that you're quote unquote a man or you are quote unquote a man. I understand you are humans, and then I ask you what you feel like and what you are. You can be anything, and with that, it's also my part not to shame you in that. It's also my part not to assume the same of you for that, because we create cyclical things. We create systems in which we become like the colonizers. We become like the system. We create laws and all these things to continue to suppress when that's not the goal. The goal is to free as much as you can in reality, you know, the ability to just be. And with that, like it takes work. It takes work, inner work, outer work. But in light of what you're talking about in this stream of consciousness you're having and identity, you know, I invite you to even, like I said, like do what you feel
sometimes
is right for whatever your name is.
sometimes
Go by your name, or even if you have your own name, go get your own name.
Well, I have a graffiti name where it turned feminine because it's Chloe, but it's people call me Chloe.
Okay.
So it's kind of like
That's cool.
Yeah, I embrace it. I'm like, cool, no big deal. With certain people that I know, if I have a kid, I want to name him Victor Macedonio, and he's going to be Macy or Vicky for fun, for not
Yeah.
for hey, you're a boy, you're a man.
Yeah.
You do be what you want to be, but every once in a while I might call you Vicky.
Yeah.
And so what?
And even if you do say like, oh, I'm not sure why it's being feminized like that, that's work too, and recognizing those questions and not suppressing them. Asking those questions, because the more you suppress things like that, thinking they're negative thoughts, thinking they're intrusive or hurting others, you're still not even doing work with that. You're not analyzing what you're saying and creating hyper awareness, and like it's not whether you're a shitty person or not, or whether you're a hurtful
Right now,
person or not,
culturally,
right?
we are being shitty people.
Well, to the earth, yeah, but I feel like we're all in the sense of a lot of understanding and learning that has not been written, that is nowhere to be found,
Yeah, it's
that we're
quantum.
writing for the future, because we're in a very, very powerful time right now. Like there's a good shift happening. There are a lot of crazy things happening, but they are all not due to the individual. It's due to the systems that we're creating.
The old system,
Right.
I call them the bad ones. You know, bad isn't always that they're evil.
Yeah.
They're just a little mischievous, and they are so damn knowledgeable.
Yeah.
They're so damn illuminated.
Yeah.
They call themselves fucking Illuminati.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it's just this little like, I get a little pompous,
Yeah.
pompous
Oh no,
sometimes.
yeah. I even
And
feel
I'm
like
like,
in
oh,
the
shit.
I feel in the
I'm beyond the shit.
yeah.
Look
Even
at me,
in
I'm on
the,
fire.
in
Look
the
at my tail. I'm
yo,
on fire.
I'm not gonna lie. In the gay community, we're so privileged here compared to Middle East.
Oh, or
Compared
even
to
middle
different parts of
America.
the world,
Oh,
in Middle
that is so
America, we have
great.
so much privilege.
Atlanta, Georgia, or
And
Texas.
yeah, and
You
it's
can
recognizing
stomp,
privilege. It's in recognizing that
Yes.
and saying like,
Yes.
you know what, like I'm so grateful to just be walking around and being able to hold my spouse's hand. I'm grateful to even be able to go to a place like WeHo and be a hoe if I wanted to.
Mhm.
But you know, I'm praying that we can all create a brown hoe or like a version of WeHo where it's mostly brown folks because it's mostly white folks up there. But it's cool.
I get
We
it.
got what we got.
I get it.
Layers.
And yeah, but yeah, but look at the intersectionality of everything, right? Of being even straight or heterosexual or homosexual, being brown or being in a privileged place or being like in an understanding of like or not understanding anything about what's happening to you other than it's happening to you, and you got to figure it out if you like, and if you don't,
Because
then
there's this another one that I've come to the conclusion and realization that there are two segments that are very parallel of individuals that don't know themselves or are afraid to admit to themselves.
and they create
Some are the just naturally, I guess, queer or homosexual tendencies,
yeah,
and some are the abused.
yeah.
And they don't.
I'm good, thank you.
Once you're abused, once you've gone through that, they question everything on it.
Yeah,
They question themselves. they
because then
question-
those individuals could have built their foundation on trauma, and their
No,
whole
that's-
identity is based
that's
on
what I mean.
trauma. It's crazy.
and a lot of them are macho as fuck.
Abuse right here, buddy.
You know. So but you've changed. You've balanced it. You're not this. You're not this guy hopping out of the bar. But give my Bud Light, bitch.
Yeah,
You know. I don't mean it like that, but it's
Yeah,
just like
that's where it
I'm
comes
sorry.
from.
That's what I mean.
That's
Like-
where I've been.
yeah,
So
and it'd be like that,
You know, it's
but that's not who you are.
There are those two parallel carros de que they're both going towards the same direction. Where, I mean, my brothers and sisters that are afraid to admit to themselves that they're this and that because of conditioning and churchgoers and all this stuff. You're damned, and you're going to hell for being this kind of person.
Right.
And that's old paradigm shit. That's old. Even that there in itself within the church, the whole pedophilia thing within the church is fucking amazing.
And to add to that now, and to really take that to the next level, it's like, what do we do really as a whole now to implement the changes that we want to see from the quantum level, from these new quantum laws? How are we going to tax these individuals that are really setting the laws and the examples through religion, through politics, that uphold these
no foundation.
yeah
The structure of
That.
everything that is.
Yeah.
You invade.
When before religion and politics was hand in hand, when even they sat down to put the book together.
But okay, and then
It's
to
all
tie this
intentional.
right back, we're living post-colonialism, right? This is the aftermath of colonialism. When you look at it from, a alien's perspective there.
Yeah.
You're like, oh wow, these guys are going through the aftermath of what this invasion looks like on this continent. It's created import, it's created businesses.
And we ourselves probably even think like colonizers, but we don't even know it sometimes.
Absolutely.
And with
Because of
that-
that same privilege that we share,
Yeah.
just being in this place.
Yeah.
It does
Yes.
something. We're
Yeah, of
programmed,
course.
you
There-
know, so
and
that's
there's
the whole
layers.
representation of it.
Yeah, there's layers to that. Like
But,
for me, the layer of that is that I am indigenous. I am also Spanish, if you want to say that. I do have a fairer skin, so you get to see how that plays out in your family.
When we say Spanish, and we did down talk on being indigenous versus being you're Anglo-Saxonized a little bit.
Aren't we all?
Okay, that's
Based
what I was
through
gonna say. That's
invasion?
what I meant.
Yeah.
Aren't we all?
Yeah. And at the same time, tying it back to reincarnation, I believe in reincarnation as well. To me, like, it just makes scientific sense because throughout the universe and nature, we see how nature and the universe recycle everything about themselves. They don't waste anything. So we are everything.
Same drop of water.
Everything. We're everything. We're everyone existing at the same time. And I really truly believe that we all come here knowingly, it's just that we forget.
If I may say, I will say this one in front of the camera, I guess, but damn, I usually don't like to, but in my near-death experience, that was so fun. I appreciate it. I'm like so thankful.
That was lit.
For a long time, I was like,
I almost died.
okay, yo, and I was like, you know what? Fuck yeah, you know what, Jonathan, you did fucking ask for this shit. Anyway.
Oh fuck, that was right.
When I was there,
that's powerful.
It's hard to accept your past life.
When I was
Really
there,
fucking weird.
I do remember my past life. My past life was that little girl and that little boy that were here. As a godfather, I said, I promise I will try to help you. She was like 4 months old, mind you. And what I saw in her eyes, being spirit, aura, and just la criatura que Dios mandó, I was just like, amazement. She cured me. She helped. How they, right now, their performance and their healing stuff, they healed me. That little kid did, where I was like, all right, you know what? I promise you I'll try to help you. Boom, boom, boom. It was my life. We got disconnected. Boom. I got in trouble. I almost died, and I was so fucking mad that I was letting certain beings down. Not your age, not my mom, not my dad. Little freaking being just got here, and I was letting that being down.
Which is really you.
Mm-hmm. And I told whoever was up there, whoever was there, I implored to them, I begged them to send me back. They were like, but
But didn't you want to go? I thought you retired.
No, man, I came motherfucking back. So reincarnation,
This is a Scorpio thing.
some people, 70, 80, 90 years old, they've lived their life so weirded out. Maybe the 70, 90-year-old now will be like, I'm not coming back to this fucking hellhole. But 1970s, 1980s, 1990s, so many of those lives came back.
Yeah.
Came back. I know, now that I think about it, I probably came back.
And that's the thing, is that they can try to kill us, but they're so disconnected from the oneness that it's like, okay, you can try and kill us as much as you want. You can. We multiply.
Time doesn't exist, and there's something in there. Akashic Records, the Oracle. There's a keeper in there that knows everything about us. Knows when you're gonna die, and it's almost like they coordinated like a beautiful dance.
I mean,
a flow.
It's not
where if you go, it's okay. Yeah. This little team is gonna go, and if you go, it's okay. You'll be back on this point in time.
Yeah. Well, it's not unorthodox to believe that the control of human population is real. Like, that's why war still exists. Mm-hmm. That's why natural disasters come and go, and
forced vaccines.
A lot. A lot is done in terms of regulating population, but that's because
Georgia Guidestones.
Yeah,
it is. If you don't mind, they might be good guys that game. So.
Yeah, who knows, man? Who knows? I mean, the fact that we have to question the vaccines that are being put into our system is a big deal.
Yes.
Because if we're not strong or if we're not in a
it's
place.
Hard to say no.
No, yeah. If we're not in a place where we can truthfully say, oh, that's going to be good for my child, or understand that in India they only get like 4 shots and here we're getting 18, it's like, how come the bigger question isn't that the CDC is corrupt, it's that they're uneducated, and that we're not further like understanding, like, okay, how come my child needs to have 18 vaccines in America and in India they're only getting 4, and why is it that they have to get it, and why is it that we can't? What before the vaccine like helped, or what didn't help? And you think about just thinking about history and science alone, like in history and science alone, like when you think about I guess you can call them the very first immigrants who came here, they brought smallpox, they brought disease to our people and killed them all.
The invaders.
Yeah.
Quote unquote, they didn't.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah.
Same.
Smallpox blankets.
Yeah,
Right.
that's how they were able to control that population through sickness, and like it kind of starts from there. That's historical, right? So that happened, and even then it happened even furthermore with the bubonic plague. Even before that, like there's a lot of literal like sicknesses that have come from that culture, but you know. The whole point is that they've always tried to make it seem like it's our fault, like it's us, like the poor folks, quote unquote, or the folks that don't have the resources or money that they created the system for it to be like that, to be able to further heal and help.
If we get back, it goes to the Inquisition.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Also, why aren't so vaccines they claim is about public health, right? Okay, if we care about public health, why are we not making restrooms and showers accessible to homeless people?
That's part.
Why are we not making organic, wholesome food a priority in fast food restaurants? Why aren't we restricting things that actually affect public health in the long run?
yeah. Or why are
And
we? Yeah.
why can manufacturers be held liable for their products? Because they have not been proven to be effective. Like that we're still running the experiment,
Yeah.
right? And it's like you should have if you want to be part of the experiment, that's fine if you want to, some people might want to, they might be down for it. Okay. But if you don't, like you should have that right.
Yeah, and I think it's funny that for
They
like
should stamp GMOs like boldly on
Yeah.
the foods that have.
That
I mean,
as well.
but the reason why it's GMO is because our environment is changing. There's climate change occurring, and our soil
'Cause they're
isn't clean anymore.
Yeah.
And it's all
We
cyclical
don't have
again.
none
Yeah.
of this original seeds from the planet. There's the most original ones are held in like a mountain that just in case the whole world goes to shit.
Yeah, snow melting. Snow
Yeah.
melting. Yeah. Like
The earth,
actual
yeah.
sequence.
But
And
trust me,
even
they would
then-
come back.
Do you know why? You know why they're doing it? Because they know humans are a cancer, and they've what's the word? Herded. When you're they've
There's
Yeah,
a
led to the
sick
slaughterhouse.
virus.
they've herded you into this area of that's the culpa chamaco. Blah blah blah. You fucked up. Look at you. You fucked up.
Yeah.
And then we are in this place now where we're led to believe that we fucked up, but
It's
it's
not us, it's the corporations.
You
but
ever-
no.
That's why you can save 20 minutes in your shower.
But
It's
the
not
cor-
going to do
the corporation
anything.
is
Because
not a
Nestle
human.
is buying our
The
water.
corporation is not a human, but it's an entity. And the
Yeah.
human is not a human, it's an entity.
We're all
You're
in.
stuck.
Until you
Yeah,
shed
yeah,
all that
yeah.
and you become sovereign, you are just a social fucking security number.
That's what it was
Without
taught.
it, you cannot fucking function.
Just count.
Talk to me if you can fucking function without a social security
And
number.
yeah, and then
discussion.
it kind of
Oh,
conflicts identity.
Or any other country.
Because like if you.
But I'm
can-
an alien, so.
I mean, that's what I mean. But that'll get stripped so fast for us. We'll get sent back to where the fuck knows where. And I don't mind. I'm a survivor anywhere. But I might get beat up a few times in Mexico because they're gonna be like, you little fucking, you know what I mean?
But see that's the whole entitlement of that paperwork that
Mm.
that
And the
it's-
psychology
it's a false
behind
reality.
it.
it's held over
Okay,
their head.
okay. So what about these entities, these corporations? What the fuck are they then?
They're just people.
They're just people.
Yeah.
Do you-
So-
do you,
so-
do you remember? I don't know. You
so
probably
it's-
know Gandhi, right?
I know of Gandhi, yes.
Okay, I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
Do you remember the time period where he went and they were making a big deal and he started bringing all his paperwork and everybody started lining up behind him to prove that he was not just a piece of paper.
But at that point,
He was a free man.
Gandhi, I could say that on myself. She could say that. You could, we could try. I could try to say that. But right now, I want to get a job. I want to get paid, and I need this and I need that. They want me to do this.
The system.
Let's not go into the political spectrum because if we do, you might not qualify for certain.
Can I
fucking
point something out though that it's like as much as we want to be like outside of the experience, at the end of the day, you still have to pay a rent bill. You still got to buy water. You still got to buy
their
food,
water at that. Yeah.
right? So it's like these things really do affect us on an everyday level. And I've noticed a lot of these voting folk on social medias that like, you know, these individuals with large followings that are like, oh, voting doesn't matter, voting does nothing. And which basically like it to me, I call it the Agent Smith effect. If you watch The Matrix, how Agent Smith kind of like takes over an individual and then becomes the state, the system, and gets people to, you know, follow orders. This John Agent Smith effect happens all the time
Mhm.
around that.
My new thing is quantum physics, quantum theory,
Yeah.
quantum computers.
Yeah.
They know about the Agent Smith effect
Yeah.
because it is you, it is you, it is
Yeah.
you.
That's
You
what I
are
was
a
about to
zero,
say, that's exactly
or
what
you
she
are a
said.
one. Whatever you want to be at this point, and right now, interchangeability with the solar bombardment that we've been having, it is instantaneous. Right now, I feel like I'm too boom, 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 boom,
Yeah.
boom, bouncing back and forth.
Granted, though, you have been through a lot, and granted, you're here now.
Oh, just because I tapped into that doesn't mean we all know. I mean, you
No,
feel-
right, but
It's a collective.
to
Yeah.
agree with you and your reflection of what you're experiencing, like, look at what's happening. Here
Yeah, no, and then what she's bringing up the Agent Smith effect. The Agent Smith effect is like
This-
that is real. That
Yeah.
is what
Yeah.
is. You're going through that identity crisis every fucking day. You are. I am. My neighbor is. Everybody is. I sometimes zero myself, and I sometimes give myself a 1. And I'm just like, fuck, Jonathan, you
Yeah,
should not
no,
be like, fuck, you know what, fuck it.
I experienced identity crisis before, but I no longer do because.
No, I didn't mean it like
Yeah.
that, in that way.
No,
I meant
right.
in the Agent Smith effect.
Oh yeah,
identity
yeah.
crisis.
In
Am I
terms
a
of
healer or am I a-
in terms of questioning
Abuse.
reality when that happens, yes, like every day. For me, it's depression. The human experience of depression, like every day, is the battle I have. In which, yeah, I actually at some point questioned why would I even want to be here with all those thoughts and with everything happening, and not necessarily taking a red or blue pill, but in even fucking having to be in a place where I'm being asked to not be here anymore through entities that are not mine.
Okay.
And through traumas and
Possessions.
through lots of hurt.
Possession.
Right.
Anything. So maybe
Uh,
you're such a great light worker. You're such a great being. You are destined for such greatness that these possessions have come into us and are telling you this, you're not this, you're not that.
Mhm.
And
Limiting.
and this is a new
Yeah.
augmented reality,
Right.
new world
Right.
since 1984,
Right.
since 1950, since
Right.
1900, since 1492. It's a new advancement. So, new possessions,
Yeah.
new this, new need for the update of the light work, new quantum update.
Right.
Where, when was the last quantum update that you guys think, besides from 2012 to now? When would you guys think the last one was
For the world,
For
for,
the-
humans,
for the
for the universe.
3 fucking Earths that are near us?
Can I say something?
January of last year.
No, I'm thinking the 60s.
Okay.
That was the latest
Well,
wave of like super quantum.
you know that
No,
There-
that's where feminism and everything else. I mean, like that got sparked in that time period, which now you see the fruits of that time period.
the breakthrough
now
of the crystal, the LSD.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I see like the seeds were planted in that. That's
yeah,
seeds were planted back then, and now you're seeing the flowers of today.
yeah,
And then the flowers of today are leaving the seeds for the kids, like, the way
Yeah.
it's being opened up to say, hey, you know what? We're not going to be able to change our parents. We're not going to be able to change our grandparents or a certain age group now. We're just waiting for
Anybody
them.
really?
Yeah, we're just waiting, kind of a lot of people, and the new way of thinking is waiting for them to kind of like sit back and let everybody else take over.
yeah, and I think that's why it's funny that people are being asked to not vote, because what doesn't matter is the major vote. What matters is the local vote.
Mhm.
It's always mattered. In fact, it's mattered to the point where we're still not in our city council offices
Yeah.
Mhm.
that we're supposed to.
Can you reach behind
But-
me and grab that stick for me?
But here we are, figuring out feminine and masculine energy and learning, because that's all you can do first.
Can I say something? Like I'm on depression and stuff like that. That's something I deal with all the time too.
Yeah,
And like
like every day, literally. It's
yeah,
crazy.
It's
But
Can I tell you guys something?
are we
about that?
all depressed? Like literally most of us.
I think a lot.
can I,
of it.
can I
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
I
go ahead. No, go ahead. Actually, go ahead.
go ahead.
I think sorry. It's kind of like the darkness
Mhm.
that we go through, because I feel like I
Yeah.
feel mutual amongst you guys. Like it's well, that darkness is for us to be able to like feel it and be able to help others. to get out of it.
Even if it gives you pain and strife,
It's
are
like
you willing to deal with that? Are you willing to put up with that?
Yeah.
I feel you need to continue on that point that you gave.
Yeah. So when it comes to depression, I totally get it. I used to be suicidal. And it's so funny that you mentioned the kiddos because whenever I would go into the bathroom and just be like fucking ready to do it and whatever, for some stupid reason, well, no, I shouldn't say that. For some specific reason, I would look at myself in the mirror and I'd look deep into my eyes and I'd just like end up going into this little portal. And I would see my little brother and my little cousins, and I was like, I can't leave them. I can't leave them. There's so much that is fucking wrong here. And I was depressed because of my awareness, because I was aware that I was undocumented. I was aware that it wasn't just me. It was a ton of people. I was aware that there was human trafficking. I was aware that there's rape. I was aware that there's patriarchy. I was aware of all of that stuff. And that's a lot to take in.
Really,
Yeah, it is. And so I was
Very,
really
very-
depressed
That's crazy.
and alone in that because my parents weren't able to talk about it in an emotional way or like be emotionally supportive or even be aware that there was any chronic stress. Like, you know what I mean? Like literally for years.
Yeah, their chronic stress and their experience like literally bled onto you and
Is it chronic stress or generational trauma?
both.
Both. Oh,
I
yeah.
think it's the
It's a
same thing.
generational
It
trauma.
is the same thing.
It is
Manifests into
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all linear.
But
DNA.
yes, it goes back to, for me, it was definitely cannabis, which is why I hold cannabis to a very high place because cannabis, Mary, the feminine energy, allowed me to remember.
I've always been kind
She helped me see. I wanted to see so bad though. That's the thing. It's like you want to have to see it if you want to, but you have to be ready for it, right? And be like, I want to know why I'm here. And she showed me, and dude, I was like, it was, and also it's not that we're separated from the darkness because we are the darkness and we are the light.
Yeah.
It's just more of observing yourself and how you've made yourself feel.
Check this out. The darkness is very heavy and dense, right? But if we bring, like the quantum dudes are doing now, is bringing antimatter into this world. That's what they're doing. That's what we're glimpsing into that world and being like, oh, let's grab some antimatter.
Yeah.
Can we not do the same? Can
Yeah.
we not be here in
Oh,
this
yeah.
plane and be like a little darkness?
150%.
Let me get a little
Absolutely.
bit of
In
you. It
fact,
weighs so much.
We
And I'm gonna pounce on your bitch ass.
Yeah, we do because like it's so funny that you say that because I was literally talking to someone about this the other day, and that the darkness is literally not the problem. The darkness is literally
Resolution.
not anything. It's not anything. It is a space you go to and put all your shit in. It is literally nothing though. You
Where you
hold
should
and put
compress
all
a
the
file.
shit in there,
Yeah,
and it's there. But the darkness is just it just is.
I would
It
say
is literally just the is of what it all of what all negative energy is, right? Or your problem or your toxicity.
Negative
But
energy
you
is
have to
different
dismantle,
than the
but it
darkness.
dismantles that in the darkness.
I agree.
And
I
that's
Negative
what
agree.
energy is
happens.
different
Yeah.
than the darkness. The darkness is fun. Negative energy is not fucking fun.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, no, they're different, but the darkness just is. Negative energy could be put into the darkness, but the darkness is supposed to dismantle that. It's very fucking hard to look at that in there, especially in the dark.
It's such a
It's
such a
fucking-
big word, the darkness, because
Yeah.
I use that word because we can all recognize it.
Uh-huh.
But
Do we want to define it? What is darkness to you? Because to me, it's like that part of me that would kill a bitch. Like, you know what I mean? Like the part of me
So-
that would hunt.
You go into the dark,
Yeah.
but you take
I mean,
murder
well,
with
you need that.
Well,
See where
that's
it's
what.
set
That's
at.
where I see my darkness.
If you brought up hunt, don't we need that to survive?
Yeah.
To
I think we did
Like,
before.
I'm got it.
And I think now we're looking at it, so it's like I see, like, come wintertime, I see myself hunting a cow. Like, what if, you know, like, it's stupid, but like,
No, yeah, it's
It-
yeah, wonderful.
but I see it and I'm like, oh, that's
Can I
interesting.
ask you for that container next to your foot?
Yeah, sure. I am not gonna go do it, but I acknowledge that it is a DNA thing that we are processing through and growing out of. Because it's like we really don't need meat at this point, because we
No, for
have
sure.
a lot of
For sure.
alternatives
Oh, yeah.
to sustain our lives. It's not a survival thing. Or like we can thrive now.
You're right, and you bring up a good point because right now, for me, it's like unless it's beef jerky that I approve that I made, it kind of shouldn't matter that I eat meat anyway.
Right.
Unless some once a year, twice a year super ritual with my family gathering.
Yeah.
Don't even
When
let.
we
don't-
go kill.
We got you.
Yeah,
Don't even feel like.
we have to talk about it.
Yeah, for
we
sure.
have to
Alright,
talk
let's
about
do
it.
it. Let's do it.
No,
okay.
we have to please, I don't want no. Look, survival. I'm sorry, I'm gonna take the nutrients wherever I could.
Yeah.
I'll take all your plants if you want.
Yeah.
People
Your
can
little
be
vegan team
vegan.
will survive
Yeah,
my
I
spy
think
team.
you gotta
We'll all do all your plants.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people can be vegan,
So-
but that goes into the shaming, dude. Like,
I'm not.
You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
not. But what it is survival.
No, you're
And
right.
I will fucking take. I will win.
Yeah, no, I'm saying
That's all I'm
like
saying.
no, I'm agreeing, and I'm also saying that
But we don't have to go there because in this mass production era, we don't have to go there anymore. It's like, you want mass produced greens? Go get them. You want mass produced other? Go get it.
but that's
Okay.
but that's how we ended up how we are now. Like in like
backyard would be better.
see,
I
that's
don't
what-
control that. I want my own little plot of land.
No, right.
without mass
And I
production.
think that's the crazy part is that mass production is pitting against organic and regular food. It's pitting against dirty and clean air. It's pitting against all these institutions of plastic and water and paper. Like it's literally pitting things against each other that shouldn't be pitted against. It should be like
No, I get it. The
you know what I'm
shaming
saying?
part,
Like-
the shaming part is bad on both sides.
yeah,
It's like,
that too.
but they did it on purpose.
Absolutely.
Anything
Yeah,
that
right.
involves shaming
Right.
or political, opposite view,
Division.
Yeah.
Yeah.
they do it on purpose. And they check this out.
It's like
And they
sad,
act,
honestly.
but they laugh at us.
It's
Very,
sad.
very
Like,
art war
it's so
tactics.
sad because
Yeah.
it's like
I love it.
a very easy one, you
It's a
know.
good
very-
But they have years of
1984.
psychology under their
I have
belts.
not
It's like
read it
they
in a while,
literally
so
studied the brain.
I will.
So
I have it.
you know
I
what I
just
mean?
got it.
I would be
I have
surprised
it.
if they haven't figured out a
George
successful way
Orwell.
to get people programmed at this
They
time.
they do because we're doing it now.
Guys,
Yeah, But we
I have
can
to
Yeah,
go.
take
no, 'cause
it.
now you're not gonna
and
leave.
no,
flip
yeah,
it.
I won't leave. And thank you very much. I love you. I love you very much. I love you very much. Nice meeting you. My hands are grimy. There you go. That one.
Much love.
Much love. Thank you. I'll get you a mask. Hit me up.
Oh yeah, no,
Black
I got a blue one. It's
There it
really
is.
nice. Like a really blue.
Alberto, it was nice meeting you. All right. Thank you very much.
All right, that wraps up our first sound healing event. Woo!
Keep in touch with her. Keep in touch with her. And contact me, and we could.
Anytime you need to talk to him.
We should do
Oh,
a
no, I
healing
talk